guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Vivian for anyone that's new watching, and today I'm gonna do a how to curate your everyday makeup routine, and very beginner friendly. Obviously, I am no way an expert in like makeup or beauty, but I feel like I know enough to where like I can help guide through the process for those who may be struggling or they don't really know how to choose which products they want to use for their everyday makeup routine. So I'm going to use my everyday makeup routine as like a little guide and just kind of do what I do, and also just give a little bit more information on each step so you guys can see how it could help enhance your faces and whether or not you want to incorporate that into your routine. So without further ado, let's get started. So I have my little headband on to help keep my hair on my face when I do my makeup. So I'm gonna stop yapping now and let's get into the makeup routine. And I am gonna leave timestamps in the description so you guys can skip to any step that you may want to focus on instead of going through the entire routine. So I'm gonna start with skin prep. Skin prep is very important to just prepare your face and have a smoother finish when it comes to like all the products you're gonna layer on your face. So I feel like this is like the starting point, the foundation, and it'll cleanse your face, you know, get all the dirt and excess oil on your face, and also moisturize so you can hydrate your face as well before you put all that makeup on. So I have two moisturizers here. I did my skincare earlier, so I'm gonna jump to this part. So I have this one, which is the Innisfree Dewy Glow Jelly Cream, as a extra moisturizer, hydrator, and also just gives the extra glow on my skin underneath my makeup. And then this is actually a primer and a moisturizer. This is the Pretty Filter Glossy Skin Balm from Touch in Soul. I usually choose one or the other depending on my preference. Today I'm just going to use the Pretty Filter Glossy Skin Balm to get the moisturizer and primer, but I will use primer after this. If I am lazy, I will use just this and then just go right into like my base of which is like the skin tint or foundation. But today I'm just gonna use this and the primer just so I can like explain each step to you guys who may not know what each makeup product step is used for when creating your makeup routine and move on to like an actual primer. So I want to preface this by saying that it's very important when you are choosing your primer that you choose either a water-based or a silicone-based, and I actually have two different ones right here. This one is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is a water-based primer, and then this is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. It's silicone-based. Now you don't want to mix the two, so example being you don't want to have a water-based primer and a silicone-based foundation, or silicone-based primer and a water-based foundation, because if you mix the two in your base, they're gonna separate and it's gonna make your base look really cakey and it's not gonna be a nice finish at the end. So if you're gonna choose the water-based, make sure you choose the water-based foundation following it, and then vice versa with the silicone-based. I believe for the silicone-based routine, it's better for like if you have oily skin, and then water-based is for dry. So I have drier skin, so I stick with using water-based products. So I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, and I'm using this to help have my makeup stay in place, and it creates a better base for my foundation and will help stay in place and last longer, and will help my makeup not crease as well. But I found that this one worked really well. So the next step will be like skin tint or foundation, which depends on what you want coverage wise in your finish. So if you want a natural finish, clean girl, like I don't want it too heavy, just want it light, I would recommend a skin tint. So two different ones right here. So if you want drugstore skin tint, I have this one from Wet n Wild. This is the Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator. I used this for a while in the beginning of my makeup journey, but if you could splurge a little bit, the Rare Beauty Skin Tint is also amazing, and I've used this for about a year or two now, and I've loved this one. So I'm gonna go into the skin tint because usually I go for a more lighter coverage. If you want like a heavier coverage, or you're going for more a full coverage makeup look, then foundations are probably better for you. This one is the Lancome foundation. Also there's the cushion foundations. I love cushion foundations. This one's is really good for like if you want to build up your coverage. So, for example, if you, instead of like having more the natural one, you can apply a little bit more product for a more medium coverage or heavier coverage depending on which one you prefer. I'm gonna go with the Rare Beauty Skin Tint, and I'm gonna pour a little bit on the back of my hand here. And for application, I'm gonna use my beauty blender. I usually use a beauty blender. For foundation, I usually use a brush just to apply that first, and then I'll blend it in a little better with a beauty blender. But usually, like, because this is everyday routine, I'm not really trying to be too specific with it. I'm just gonna go in quickly with just a beauty blender and just blend all that in. Just something I do, but in between steps I like to put setting spray after each step, just so like it feels set in place, and like also helps me like hydrate my skin. It just feels nice on my face. So this is just something I personally do. Next step, I'm gonna do foundation. Actually, I usually don't do skin tint and foundation, but I just wanted to like add a little bit more coverage to my face. So, and not too much though with like the regular foundations, liquid foundations. I like cushion foundations because they're not too heavy and it's very buildable. Also, this is like my exact shade match, which is very hard. Even after doing makeup for 4 years now, it's so hard to find my shade match with foundations, but this is the only one. This is the Heemish Cushion Foundation. The only problem with this foundation is that it only comes with 2 shades. So with Korean foundations, it's going to be very hard to find your shade when you're a little darker. So that's a little downside. It's just like my recommendation. If you happen to have like a similar skin tone to me, and you just apply it on with the cushion that it comes with, and just pat that down, and the finish is just so nice, and it's such a nice base. Honestly, it sometimes feels like a skin tint and not even a foundation, so that's why like I usually prefer wearing cushion foundations nowadays. Next step is going to be concealer, and concealer is going to be used to like make your eyes pop, and also you can use concealer to like if you want to spot conceal any impurities. So here I have like a bit of acne on, so I'm gonna spot conceal those. And when it comes to your concealer, usually when you do it your under eyes, you're gonna have to choose a lighter concealer compared to like your normal shade match. So here are my recommendations. For drugstore, I have the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and usually people don't like the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, but honestly I don't have a problem with it. I like the coverage on there. And for more higher end, I would do the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, which is my go-to usually. Under my eyes here, just to cover like any eye bags or any like dark spots there. And I also do a bit on my forehead as well, like this, and then one under my chin, just in areas I want a little bit extra coverage that the cushion foundation or the skin tint missed. And also I put dots there for the acne spots I want to cover, and I'll let that sit for a bit before I start blending it in with a beauty blender. And I'm gonna start with the under eye just because that's the first one that we applied. Other side. Now we're gonna move on to contour. I'm using the NYX Wonder Stick, and out of all the products that I've been changing for the last couple of years, this is the only one that I've actually consistently used for the last 4 years. This one is like about like $5 I believe, so it's very affordable, and it has like dual, so it's like highlight stick and also contour. Basically there is a difference with like contour and bronzer. So contour is going to be cool tone, so you use this to like sculpt your face for a more sculpted look and just the illusion of shadows on your face. Where bronzer, it's warm tone, so use that in areas where if you want that more sun-kissed bronzy look. Contour I'm using on my face is gonna be the same as on your face because everyone doesn't have the same face shape. So the way I do it is just to like enhance, just to make my face a little smaller. So like my forehead here, I'll do like a bit here and trace along there, and then also do that as well. And also there's like nose contour. Okay, I'm not the best when it comes to nose contour, so I'm not too sure if this really works with my nose, to be honest. So I still have a little struggle there, but the way I do my nose contour is I just like do a bit here and then I bring it in. The key is to make it more narrow when you come close to the end, because the goal of nose contour usually is to make your nose smaller in people's case. And I'm just gonna bring that down here, and that's, oh, I think I hit a little too much there. So maybe for nose contour you don't listen to this part, because I'm still not too sure what I'm doing in this aspect. But I'm gonna blend out the contour with a brush now on my forehead. Brush that I'm using here, a little angled, and I'm just gonna blend that up here. So next we're gonna do powder. So there's pressed powder and loose powder. I'm gonna go over pressed powder first because that's what I would do as my next step in the routine. Pressed powder, I would typically go in with a bit of a fatty, thicker blush. A fatty, thicky brush, yeah. And this one you typically use, oh shit, I saw it again, okay. And for a pressed powder, you're gonna use this to help cover your blemishes and also keep your makeup in place. And you can also use this to, like, if you want to like touch up your makeup after like going out and stuff, you could bring this along to help touch up a little bit. And basically both powders will remove shine from your face, so as you can see, like a lot of the glowiness from the other products, it's kind of going away, but we're gonna bring the glow back with highlighter later on. But typically this is what I do when it comes to my pressed powder, and just put it all over just to help keep my makeup in place but not overdoing it too much. The pressed powders, it's gonna be to a pan, so like as you can see the pan here because I've used this for a while. And then with loose powder, it's in the name, it's literally gonna be loose when I open this, or like you can see like it's like loose instead of like to the pan earlier. Oh my, see, it's like loose, you can kind of see it everywhere. And I'll show how to use this. You use loose powder by applying it with, I use it with like a little triangular sponge here, and use this when you're baking. And when you're baking, basically it's for like blurring your face and also like brightening it. You put it on the under eyes here, and I'm just gonna go under like so, because I kind of want to like emphasize and brighten this area. So that's how I am personally gonna bake my face here. And then other side here, and I leave this on for like a couple minutes, like maybe 5 minutes is a good amount. Now I would probably do like my brows like while I'm waiting, and usually I just go in with the brow gel and I just like feather them up for like the soap brow kind of look. But also people usually, depending on how you want your brows to be shaped, is how you would do your brows. I don't know much about how to like do your brows and stuff and make them look like how other people may style them, like the 2016 brows and stuff. But for me, if for a more like natural look and stuff, I only really go in with a brow gel, clear brow gel, and then I just like feather them up. So I'm sorry, I can't give too much insight on brows, but people also use like brow pencils, and they'll like kind of like go in with them for like to act as like more brow hair, but I don't have any brow pencil on me, so I can't really show that. While your face is baking, you can actually like move into other steps while you're waiting. Finish baking, I'm just gonna use the same the brush I did for my powder and just like wipe that away. I'm just gonna do this in the direction where like I placed the loose powder in the first place, and just doing that like so. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. I forgot to do blush before I bake my face, but it's okay. I'll do powder blush over it, but typically before you put any powder products on your face, you want to do all the liquid ones first. So usually after contour, I would put liquid blush on, and then I'll set my face and then put powder blush additionally on top of it. But I just forgot to do that because I was trying to remember all the steps and explaining them. Now I'm gonna go into blushes, and I didn't do liquid blush, but I'll still talk about it and how to like use it and stuff. So here are my liquid blush recommendations. This is the e.l.f. Camo blush. This one is $6, so a drugstore. And this one is the Rare Beauty liquid blush. Everyone knows this blush is about $20. They both have very long-lasting pigment, so you don't need much product when you're placing them. And unfortunately I can't show you how to put them on because I put powder on, so it's not going to look as nice. I can show how to use powder blushes. These are my recommendations for drugstore. This is the Catrice Air Blush Glow blush. This one also has like a bit of a highlighter on top too, so if you want a more natural looking blush, I would say use this one because this one's buildable, and when you first pack it on, there's not too much product, so it's for more of a natural blush look, more of a higher end. The Rem Beauty blush is very nice as well, and this is in the shade Skinny Dipped. It's a satin matte blush, so I usually use this one. Or if you want to go a little, splurge a little more as well, this is the Charlotte Tilbury blush and highlighter duo. I really like this one as well. There's you guys. But I would recommend these two, or this is the ones I usually use for my routine. I'm going to actually use the Charlotte Tilbury one, and you're going to go in with this with a brush. When you go in with the liquid blush, you would go in with a beauty blender and blend that in, but with powder blush, we're just going to use a brush. And with blush right now, I kind of like pack on a lot, so I would tap off the excess here and just put that on the higher points of my cheek. And as you can see, a lot of product has already went on and I barely packed that on, so make sure you blend this super well, because I like the really like a lot of blush look, but lately I don't want it to look like a clown, so I'm just gonna blend that in until it's fairly, yeah, as you can see, it's like not, I'm trying to blend it in as much as possible so it doesn't look too much. And I go a little bit higher on the sides of my face too, just to give that illusion of like my face being lifted in a way. The blush is to help bring back a little more color to the face, and as you can see, that's what the blush is doing here. I think this is like a good amount. Usually I would okay, here's the thing, on camera a lot of blush looks a lot better, but I feel like in person it looks a little crazy, and like my family's asking me like, are you sick? Like, no, it's just blush, I swear. I just want to go for that like Sabrina Carpenter like blush look, so that's how it's looking. But honestly, this is a good amount of blush. Like, it's not too little but it's not too much. It's like the perfect amount for me. Now we're gonna do bronzer. I'm using the Hoola bronzer from Benefit, and this is the travel mini size. And even though it's mini size, I've used quite a lot over the last year or two. I think I had this for a while, and it's like now just hitting pan. But you're gonna add this into like areas of your face you want a little more warmth, or for that sun-kissed tan look like I said earlier. So I'm gonna do a bit on my forehead here, and a little bit on like this, like the sides of my face here. And I'm just gonna blend that right out here, putting that like here and there as well. And the great thing about makeup is that you don't have to use one product for that specific step. So like example would be, I could use my bronzer for like my eyeshadow, because it's like a good, like if you want like a warm like brown shade on your eyelids, you can use that for your eyeshadow as well. And this is like a great, like if you're like on the go and you want to quickly do your makeup but you don't want to like grab different like products, you can just like after doing your bronzer, you can just go straight in with their eyeshadow with it instead. Now with highlighter, I'm actually use the same palette I did earlier with the blush, and because it's a duo, and you're gonna use this on like the high points of your cheekbones, I would say. And this is where I would typically put my highlighter, right there. Use highlighter to like attract light to your face. As you can see here, it's like literally beaming, and it just enhances your skin tone. So next step would be eyeliner, which I typically still struggle with, or like even making it match or twin. So I'm gonna go over the different eyeliners you can choose from. So the Maybelline Master Precise All Day Liquid Eyeliner, this is how it looks, and this is around, I think it's like under $10, but it's pretty affordable. It's a drugstore one. And there's also like eyeliner pencils. This, I really don't use this for like wing eyeliner because it's not as precise, but you can put it in your under eyes if you're going for that kind of look. Valentino eyeliner here, and this also comes with a brush, so you can like help brush out a wing eyeliner there. I think I would recommend to beginners, if you are struggling with eyeliner and you don't want to do a liquid eyeliner, you can also use an angled brush here like this and use an eyeshadow, so like a dark, like a brown or dark brown or black eyeshadow, and you can practice doing that, and you can clean it up with like a Q-tip. That's something I used to do back then when I didn't want to learn how to do like liquid eyeliner, but I still wanted that eyeliner lifted look. I'll try my best to show how I do my eyeliner. It varies also with your eye shape. So I have double eyelids, so it does fold here, so I preferably just do a little higher one there. But if you have like monolids, it's gonna be different for you, so I can't really show that. but I can show, if you do have the same eye shape as me, I can show how I do my eyeliner that way. I'm just gonna draw a little like line up there on a bit of a higher angle. And usually I struggle with this, so it might not be the best, but let's see. And that's how I typically go at it. Yeah, right now it's not the best, but I also like drag it out here with my nail to create that wing or sharper wing there. Okay, something like that could work. And then with my nail, I'm gonna, okay, yeah, definitely not perfect, but you can see like it's very difficult even for me to match my wings like twins. They're like, right now they're probably like they're barely sisters. As you can see here, like it's kind of like the way that they're like high up here, it's a bit different, but you know what, I usually just make it work. I just let it work like that. I've been loving lately with my eyeliners, like, so I like to put some on the bottom just to, and it really like makes my eyes pop. So I'll use this one from Valentino here, the pencil, the eyeliner pencil, and I'm just gonna go in with it here on my waterline here. So I'm just gonna like maybe to the middle, I'll extend it if you can see, but not too heavy on it because it low-key makes me look like a raccoon. So I'm just gonna blend it out with my finger, honestly. Hold up. This is just a different like eyeliner look if you want to try. So like this, it would be like a more natural one like for every day, but if you want to emphasize your eyes a little bit more and you have more time to do so, this is another way you could do it that I've been liking for myself. And also I would like go under with like a bit of glitter. So I'm gonna use this one here from Kaja Beauty and take a bit on my finger and just pack a little bit under to again help make the eyes pop just a bit. Now we're gonna move into mascara. I'm gonna use my eyelash curler. This is from Shiseido, and typically how you're gonna do this is that you're gonna grab your lashes and you're just gonna squeeze the top ones. Try not to pinch like your actual like eyelid skin. And I'm just gonna do a bit of that, just pressing on it, and then I'm just gonna move it up a little and then let go. And then there you can see it's like difference with the curl. And then when choosing your mascara, so for me with Asian lashes, it's really hard to find mascaras that will actually lift my Asian lashes because they're like straight. So what I use is the Sky High lifting mascara. So there's different formulas for how your mascaras will be. So it's either like, it's gonna be volumizing, it's gonna be lifting, depending on how you want, or lengthening depending on how you want your lashes. And also it's gonna be like wet mascara formula. So this one's from M Cosmetics, it's like more of a wet formula here. But then with the one from Maybelline, it's a drier one. So it's in, also there's differences in how the brushes are. So I would say depending on how you want your brush to be is how you determine what mascara you want. So for me, it's like I want mine to be lifting and lengthening my lashes, so like they're actually existent. So I'm gonna go here with trying to coat the top of my lashes here. I'm also gonna go in with them vertically to get those, try to get them to lift a bit better here. I'm gonna do this where I'm gonna brush down from inside, brush it down, and then lift it back up here. Usually just end it with just like brushing a spoolie through my lashes just so they're like a bit separated. Okay, we're finally getting close to the end. Now we're gonna do my lip combo. And lip combo consists of a lip liner, lipstick, and a lip gloss. Sometimes I will get lazy and I'll do like a lip stain. And my favorite lip stain is the one from Rare Beauty. Let me show it right now. Rare Beauty lip stain in the shade Wonder, and this one literally lasts me the whole day. It doesn't matter if I'm eating, drinking, blah blah blah. The stain is gonna stay on my lips all day. So sometimes when I get lazy but I still want a pop of color, I will just put a lip stain on and go about my day. This is the Maybelline lip liner in the shade Let's Bounce, and it's like more of like a brown nude shade. We're just gonna line our natural lips. So we're just gonna go in like so. Sorry, I'm gonna use the mirror here because with the lighting I can't really see it on my phone. Blend it out with my fingers just so it doesn't look too harsh. Sometimes people overline their lips to give the illusion that they have bigger lips, but I usually just overline my natural lip line. And people sometimes they just go with lip liner and like lip gloss and just call that a day, but I'm just gonna do like lipstick next. This one's from YSL. It's in like this little kit I got, so I don't know what the shade is, if I'm being honest, I'm sorry, but this is how it looks and it's such a pretty color. You can use any lipstick you want. There's a bunch of drugstores, so I'm sure you can find like a similar lipstick shade to this. And just gonna put that on. I'm actually gonna use a lip plumper at the end, but also use it like as a gloss. So this is the Too Faced lip injection, and this is gonna go over all of that. And that's pretty much it. Just to lock in the makeup look now, we're gonna use a setting spray. This one's the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. Honestly, when it comes to setting sprays, I would recommend not getting a drugstore one. I've heard like Milani is like a good one, but I haven't tried that one for like drugstore wise. But I feel like higher end setting sprays are better to like actually keep your makeup locked into place. So I'm gonna add this. Then let that dry, and this is the final look. I usually don't do my eyeliner like this on a daily, but I just wanted to show the different ways you can do it and if you want to incorporate into your routine. But this is how the final look looks, and thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys learned a little something from my video. If you guys were looking for certain tips or how to do this and you got that from my video, thanks so much for watching, and hopefully you guys can stick around for my other videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!